Democrats think they always have the vote, but yesterday we did a project with Operation Community One on Oakdale Street. I sponsored them. We had a fantastic event, 75 people. We registered people there. We have an upcoming event June 20th. We're almost sold out. Our wonderful Barry Sable will be a keynote speaker there, along with Trump.
Is that the best Trump you could do, Hope? Barry Sable? Couldn't you find anybody better?
Well, we love you. So
Thank you.
We've got Barry, we've got the Trump, directors,
yes.
the McCormick directors, we've got candidates, delegates, on and on. Of course, we have wonderful Jim Kelly and Barry Sable and Tom DeBello, our Montgomery County Commissioner, and a lot of candidates. It's going to be a terrific event, June 20th.
Hope, we're going to have fun. We're going to make it an eventful night, but we're making an impression. That's why Peter and I, every Sunday, we drag our tukuses into the studio because we want to make an impression. We want to make a difference. And I just want to leave you with this thought, and I want to thank you for calling in. People like you, we need more of you. You spend your time, you spend your energy, right or wrong, Peter?
Absolutely.
Hope, I will see you Thursday, God willing, and I want to thank you for your call. And let me tell you, God bless you, my friend.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, Peter, we don't have much time. We're off at 58 today. We have 5 minutes. I know you wrote down 1,000 things you want to talk about. Rapid fire. Let's go.
Okay, here's what I want to talk about, because we didn't get a chance to mention it the week before, because we had a big show. We missed D-Day altogether, and I think that we should have remembered that and tie it into what we see in Israel today. June 6, 1944, I will never forget the sacrifice that those boys, and I mean boys, young men, all volunteers, who gave their lives for our freedom. I watched the military channel that week, and it really touched me, some of the things and some of the stories. I'll never forget Eisenhower's speech. The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together to victory. I have full confidence in your courage and fighting abilities. We will accept nothing less than absolute victory. 1 year later, VE Day, victory in Europe. For this victory, we join in offering our thanks to the providence which has guided and sustained us through the dark days. Let us never forget the sorrow and heartache which abides in the homes of our neighbors. Our mission is work. Biden, and for that matter, the Pentagon, never mentions total victory, either in Israel or in Ukraine. This is our commander-in-chief. Eisenhower used total victory all the time. The Biden plan allows Hamas to survive and slaughter another day. Israel wants total victory. This is how you create forever wars. You know how you hear about forever wars? You never go for total victory. Israel needs total victory in this war, and we need to support them 100%.
And Peter, Ukraine is an example of what you just said. We have been sending arms over there with no thought.
What's the plan? What's the goal? What's the mission? It's a forever war. Who does that benefit? Right?
Nobody.
Cui bono in Latin means who benefits? The military-industrial complex.
But you know what really bothers me, Peter?
And people die.
Yes, of course. And they don't care about those lives over there, do they? They tie their hands in regards to how to fight Russia. You mean to tell me it's okay for Russia to airstrikes over in Ukraine, but you can't do it back? That's the kind of war the United States is going to dictate. Thank God Israel's not listening to them, and hopefully going forward, neither is anybody else. The problem is all of these countries, they're smaller countries, and they need the help of the United States of America. We need Donald Trump to get back in. Pete, my question, forget all that for 1 second. I get all that, and so does everybody else. What I want to ask you is going forward, if Donald Trump, God willing, gets elected, is the people of the United States going to let him be him to turn this thing around for not only this country, but the world? We are all depending on somebody strong. Are they going to give him an opportunity, or is the media and the left and the independents going to fight him every which way?
You know, it reminds me of a baby with a pacifier. And if Trump gets elected, you're taking the pacifier out of their mouth. And what happens when you take the pacifier out of the mouth? They scream, cry, and throw a tantrum. So I think if Trump does win, you're going to see a lot of unrest. However, I think Trump is going to be strong enough and smart enough to start to institute the policies and crack down in a legal, common sense way
Yep.
to get us back on the track of American values, American exceptionalism, and American leadership in the world. Like Mr. Murphy told us, weakness is provocative. Iran's on the move. North Korea's on the move. Russia's on the move. The Houthis, booties, or whatever you call them.
And
people.
Schmoodies.
Hey,
That's
the
right.
Schmoodies, they
Yeah.
just got another ship. They just nailed another ship. So kudos to the Schmoodies.
Peter.
But the bottom line is we need leadership.
Yeah. On a lighter note, I have a story for you about my dad. Give me some kind of story or something for
My
Father's
dad
Day.
was crazy. I was shagging fly balls when I was 6 years old. I was at baseball practice, basketball practice, football practice. One day I got a paper route. My dad said, you will immediately quit that paper route because it's taking time away from your basketball ability.
Yeah.
So he was a crazy man. It was sports, do school to play sports. I love the man. He made me what I am today with the help of my mom. Miss him all the time. God bless you, Dad.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And I have to tell you a quick story. I'm 12 years old. I'm bowling on Roosevelt Lanes on the boulevard with 3 of my friends. We win a bowling championship. And my dad comes to me and says, boy, that was great. I'm really proud of you. And I said, great. We can't wait to repeat next year. My dad said to me, ain't going to happen. I said, what are you talking about? He said to me, you're coming to work at the age of 12 and a half to 13. You're going to be working Saturdays. Dad, what am I going to tell my friends? We just won this championship. He said to me, tell them to find another bowler. I couldn't believe it. And let me tell you, Peter, the same way that you feel about your dad, my dad worked me, instructed me, taught me, didn't let up, and he whipped me to death. But you know something? Can you imagine your mom and your dad and my mom and my dad looking at us today? We're on the air, carrying a legacy of our families,
You know,
Peter.
there's a stark contrast there, and that's interesting that you say that because my mom would be, oh, that's great. My dad would be saying, well, you know, you can get better. You can do better.
All the time.
All the time. I thought I had a great game. I get in the car, and he says, you know, that one play. I said, Dad, I had 25 points. I played. He says, no, I want you to be perfect.
And you know what my dad would say to
I had
me?
to live with.
Your guys are lucky that your show was on Sunday, because if it was Saturday, you'd have to come work for me on Saturdays. I could never get relief,
But the
he was
bottom line
terrific.
is this, Barry. We had parents that were leaders, that guided
Yeah.
us. Your dad's focus was on your success in business. My dad wanted me to be an athlete and go to school
The
and that
best
type of
we
thing.
could be.
It doesn't matter. The point is they were pushing us and involved in our lives at all times, and that's why they were great fathers.
Peter, to you, happy Father's Day. Jim Kelly, if you're a dad, and the other guys in studio with us, I want to thank you on our anniversary day. Justin Murphy, you are the best. Thanks for joining us. To Jim Kelly, our producer on the other side. Billy, on your busy Sunday, grateful to you for spending some time with us. You have been listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Have a great week, a healthy week, and a safe week. We will see you next weekend, God willing. Thanks for always being there. WPHT, thank you for having us. We appreciate you.